Mario 2, more specifically the US Mario 2, is not very good. Mario 2 is the first one that had, like, worlds that have a theme in it. So it set the precedent in that way. But also, it's not the real Mario 2. So I don't know how many of you know this, but the actual, what we consider Super Mario 2 is not really. It's like a skin of another game that they kind of just plastered Mario on. Japan actually got their own Mario 2 because the US Nintendo company thought it was too hard for Western audiences, so they kind of like, you know, did their own thing. And so Mario The Lost Levels is the real Mario 2. I like that game. It's very, very challenging, but I like the game. I don't like Mario 2, the US one, because it doesn't feel like Mario. Like in every other Mario game, for the most part, the screen goes from left to right. Sometimes, yeah, you can go up and down and go into pipes or whatever, but for the most part, it is, you go from the left to the right. In Mario 2, you don't. I mean, you can, but like that's not the #1 thing. It goes up and down a lot, which is fine, except one of the major things about Mario is he jumps on enemies. In Mario 2, while you can go on top of enemies by jumping on them, you don't kill them that way. You have to pick them up and throw them. And that makes no sense in any other Mario context. So the #1 thing I don't like about it, other than the fact it doesn't just feel like Mario, is the level design I don't like. Because it's very, not confusing, but it's confused. Because it doesn't really have an identity. It's a mix between the first Mario in terms of, like, basic design, but then it also tries to throw in a bunch of other stuff, like, you know, going up and down and, like, having different paths to take. You can open up, you know, doors to get a key that you need to enter another door, but like, this little face chases you around the screen. What the hell is that? I got all the way until level, like, World 2, before I realized that you can supercharge your jump. Because there was a part in it where, like, these birds were, like, sweeping down and trying to get me, and I decided to duck to avoid them instead of trying to jump over them. And then after I ducked for, like, a second or two, my Mario turned, like, this weird color, and then when I hit the jump button, he, like, boom, right up on the screen, which is very weird, and don't charge your jump, Mario. But that's supposed to be your #1 thing, is you're good at jumping in the first place. What's weird about it is you can't really run and jump and supercharge it, because in order to supercharge it, you have to be crouching. And you can't move and crouch at the same time, so you just kind of have to, like, go up really high sometimes. And there's also some areas in the world where, at least for me, I don't know if I'm just dumb and I couldn't figure out how to get there, but there were, like, a lot of parts in the levels where I'm just like, I cannot get up there. No matter how many times I supercharged, no matter how many different angles I took, no matter if I was, like, running before or not, whatever, there were some parts of certain levels that I just could not reach. And it didn't even feel like it really even mattered, because a lot of the split paths that there are in Mario 2 that I couldn't get to the other one, so I just took the one that I could, led me to the end of the world anyway. So I don't really know what those are for. I don't get it. You also have to, like, ride a carpet in the game, and, like, in a few levels, and you're not told where to go. There's not really any, like, hints. In one level, you have to go to the right as fast as you can, while avoiding getting hit, because you can only be on the carpet for, like, X amount of time, and then it'll just fade away. So you have to get all the way over to the next platform in order to land on it so you don't die, except, again, you don't know where to go. So if you don't use the rewind feature that are baked into these games, because they're, you know, they're old and they added them for all NES games and SNES games, you would have no way of knowing without dying first. There's another one where you have to go straight up as fast as you can. But again, there's no real hints that you have to do that. Way more than in the first Mario game, because in that one, there's not really any blind jumps, per se. There are maybe one or two that I'm not remembering. The most annoying thing are, like, those maze castle things, but for the most part, Mario 2 is, or Mario, the Super Mario, the first one, is very straightforward. The second one, there's a lot of things where I'm just like, man, I don't know what the point of this was supposed to be. Also, the boss battles are weird. I actually like them, because they're more challenging than a lot of the ones in the first Mario game. You could just run and jump over Bowser. It was super simple. I like him more in the second one. It's one of the few things I like more about it. But why are we fighting Birdo? Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this really odd video. I know I don't typically do these types of things. I hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, I just thought, I like Mario. Might as well talk about him. Goodbye!